All right, BBPN here. We are waiting for our two finalists to finally bloody well show up, of all things. They're the ones that set the time, and they're fucking late. Go figure. Joining me in the broadcast booth for today, of course, is the almighty Finhel. Give a word to the fans out there.
Howdy, folks. How you doing?
Now, as we know, it has been a skinny road actually trying to get here. But your two finalists, crazy as it is, are going to be your favourite teams, Orcs versus Chorfs. It's going to be quite a bit of a pummeling. Who would you like to have a bit of a review and look at first here?
A coin flip between two teams that I definitely hated the most in this particular. Let's give it to the one that I remember the most at the moment, and we'll give it to Doctor.
All right, the Doctor of Pain. All right, let me find his team here. And there we go. Wow, the Chalks. That's a good way of describing this here. All right, we're calling up the Greenbacks here. The Dr. Helix, he's finally in the finals. Well, then again, he's been here before, hasn't he? But he's always the bridesmaid. This is the first time he can finally maybe win the bloody thing. Let's take a look at the roster really quick there. I've got the roster up there for everyone there to take a look here. Look at what they're coming in with. 1890 TV, 220k in the kitty, because he's stocked up on the money here. He's got 13 fan factor, and apothecary, 3 team rerolls, and then take a look at that stunning team. Yeah, Doctor, you can see him burning. He's burning something, all right. And as you can see there, block guard. All the Blackhawks by this point have block guard. He's got the mighty thrower there with strong arm, accuracy, and of course, everyone's favourite, other skill there, just in case things go wrong, safe throw. Why? Because he's already been sick and tired of being intercepted this season. And then, of course, his blitzers, as you can see, there's Lincoln, the mighty AG beast he is with the blodge and tackle. Then, of course, he's got Grant, Hamilton, and Madison. It's a deadly combination. And then, of course, the hardest working lineman in the entire league, and boy, have they had to work hard there. Niggles. Movement decreases, but they're still alive. Impressions on the team there, Finel. Give us all you got.
I mean, if I ever wanted dead presidents on my team, this is the team that I would go with. Good grief. Lincoln is going to free the slaves if he's going to carry this team all the way. AG increase with dodge. It's had hard enough to see an elf on an orc team, and that's just nasty right there.
Isn't it just? It's quite the key and surgical piece. It has done wonders. Of course, as even Helix himself has says, the hardest game he had this entire pathway in the playoffs of all things was the Ogres. That gave him the biggest challenge ever. And then go figure, after that, according to him, no challenge whatsoever. And yes, I know there's a certain someone sitting in the chat room not happy to hear that, but... Look, I'm sorry. You might be the handsomest man there, but your team clearly just didn't pull through that day. It really was a bad day.
I was pulling for you, though, Lando.
Well, I know the woman always are pulling for you, man. He doesn't have to do it himself. All right. Here we are now. Now we're going to look at the interesting, some would say this is the challenger. There we are. Going gets tough. J-Town is here. And, of course, as you can see, he comes in. 17-16 TV, a bit low. Yes, I know. The perfect defense sucked me into a bash game. Yes, I think that was the biggest mistake. Phrasing indeed. And here we are. Let's take a look at the Chorfs we've got here. This is what's terrifying you when you're looking at here. Every one of the Chorfs has got Mighty Blow and God at this point. All of them. It's scary. Well, except for this bastard.
One.
Well, he's the one that keeps dying. That's why he's called late payments, because he kept dying. If I recall right, he died twice, the player in this position here, so this is now yet another replacement. And then let's take a look at the rest of the crew here. The Hobgoblin crew. The weird one he's got here, of course, is Paycheck Sucks, because the dirty player earned a kick, and we've seen how that's affected his team at times, because he's going, well, I have a kick piece. Now you're down. He just got bloody ejected by Ed, so he's not on the field anymore. And then take a look what else he's got here. No money, yet Leap with Wrestle. He hasn't had to use it yet, but that's what he's got there. And then, of course, the rest of them are all nice and expendable. And then, as you can see there, there's no bull on this team, except for the bull centaurs. Taking a look, Crushing Debt. This person has been the biggest thorn in every team's side trying to get the ball off the knee. He's got the block, he's got the break tackle, and of course he's got sure hands. And then he's got the other one who's a complete and utter rookie. 12 fan factor, so he's the lower fan factor. 1 apothecary, of course, in the 3 rerolls. Take it away. I'm sure you've got an opinion on this one.
Goddamn chorps. Why? Yeah, I agree. It's like, I don't know why it ended up being with the dirty player Habbo with the kicking. I mean, I guess he's got a foot fetish, it sounds like, because he's just, if he's not kicking the football, he's kicking people when they're on. That bull centaur, though, I can see that being a very mean piece. Though, sure hands is probably the best skill on that. But that line is just mean. Good grief. It's going to come down to if the doc can actually break through that line, I would say, or at least in his dodgy elf orkiness, just manage to get away and not have to worrying about making those ones on the rolls.
Well, let's face it. The last game there of the good old, doctor there against the Mr. Handsome over there, it turned into a flip side. I'm used to Bretonians being a mobile team. Instead, he was being a scrum team. Yes, I know, he's got his explanation. It's a good one there. That perfect defense really did toss him up. But then you saw how the Orcs played. They suddenly went from a just scrum to an extremely mobile team. And it made all the difference in that game.
Considering that the entirety of the whole season, Helix has been just nothing but, "Hi, I like the way your teeth look. Mind if I have a look at them?" And just take them for every single hit that he gives them. Just to turn it around, that was something I was not expecting to see.
That's absolutely true, and that's why he's been joking. The only team that gave him a fight in the final 16 of all things was the Ogres. As he said himself, that was the only team out on his back heels into a snotling double wand in the second half. That was the only thing that decided the game.
That poor hero. He should have made it.
He tried. He so tried. Oh, well, it was a fun game, though, I got to admit. That was the most craziest comical game, including, he said, he saw it coming, the dauntless snotling, he saw it coming, and it still hit him.
I was surprised it hit him. He's like, holy shit.
He even planned for that. That's a compliment to that coach there. He saw it coming, and he still couldn't stop it. That's what was so funny. Well, that means Yorick's going to be coming back and having a grand old time. But, Now, here we go. Get out on a limb. Who do you think's going to win it? Or do you have any other crazy predictions? Because we know how it went crazy last season with turn 1 Fireball, and it all went to hell from there.
Oh, man, I still remember that one. I still have the burned singe marks to remind me of watching that. It was so hot. This one, I don't know. Both teams are so built in for a scrum that you just want to expect to see it happen. I mean, the doc has the strength side with those the black orcs, but all the guard line on those dwarves, oh, that's just as mean. I think ultimately it's going to come down to the mobility, honestly. With Lincoln carrying the way for liberation for the other orc brethren, that orc thrower on top of it. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be ball movement and mobility, I say. So,
yeah, it might come down to that. It might come to now. I'm getting an interesting buzzing in the ears there. So here's where it's getting fun here. We've got the down low here. Yeah, Jay Town himself there, and he's apologetic. Of course, some would say this is almost tradition with him sometimes, but here it is. He's had bad family stuff actually come up there. He's actually messaged already Dr. Helix here to try and push the match for another day. Of course, Helix is also stuck in traffic, so he's having a brutal day too. It's apparently not to be, lads, isn't it?
Well, at least we got a little bit of a preview for the peoples to enjoy it.
That we did. All right, well, that's fair enough. There's your preview for the upcoming finals there, lad. Don't worry, we'll stick around in there. But we're going to have a quick little drink, quick little munch, quick little talk. And then I'm going to see if I can dig up maybe a wonderful game out of the AD Invitational just so I can suck it long and suck it hard back. And then who knows, maybe have Finhel join us as an extra guest commentator if he feels up to it. I don't know. Asking for a friend.
I definitely have time for that. But to answer one lingering question that I didn't get to was the who I would pick. Though it pains me to admit it, between the two of them, I'm gonna have to go with the Doctor on this one.
All right, so there's your call. He thinks the Doctor for Pain, the drought is going to be over. He's finally going to be holding the silverware. How do I feel about that one there? You know, I'd like to see him finally get the silverware because it's been a hell of a run there, but I think his dice are going to bloody kill him again because we've seen
Ooh.
he's had lousy dice. Except for, of all things, the ogre game. That he had basically average dice, and he barely pulled that one out. But then the other ones, he had horrible dice. Horrible dice. Yeah, I can see the chat from Cord there out there. The supporters are saying, let Lando and Hammer play for the finals. They're like, screw them.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing those two fight it out for third place. That would actually be a game to.
Wouldn't it just? All right, so it looks like we're going to have to go talk to these lads and figure out when they're going to reschedule it. I'm going to have to insist they have to push it for a much later, more firmer time, because we can't have interruptions quite like this. All right.
Yes, indeed.
All right, so we will be back, so sorry for about that, but as noted, J-Town, the Troughs, he's unfortunately got a family emergency, he has to deal with it, that's fine, and as for the poor doctor, he's stuck in traffic, so they're both having troubles trying to stick to the scheduled time, to which both of us sarcastically say, you bloody picked it! All right, so anything you'd like to say to the fans there before we sign off?
Yeah, if I don't see you again, if I can't make my own luck, I'll just take it from.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, he's good. That's why he has a halfling chef in his crew. He just doesn't admit to it. All right, we'll see you all very shortly there, lads. We'll figure out which game gets broadcast. And Nuffle, bless your dice.